Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zach Lee, and I heard you guys out, and the old logo is back in. Lavar.
I'm too big, too strong.
Lonzo.
Help me.
Lavar.
I'm too big, too strong.
Lonzo.
Help me.
Lavar.
I'm too big, too strong.
Lonzo.
Help me.
Seems to be all you hear about nowadays, and most of the times you don't even hear Lonzo. He seems to be pretty quiet, just a typical college player ready to turn pro. But it's this other guy, Lavar Ball, that you hear every single day. Whether it be him saying something like he could beat MJ one-on-one.
You talk about you could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one. I already told you that. He is too light. This game is not played one-on-one. You know why it ain't played one-on-one? Because I'd be the champ of the world if it was.
That is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Or any of the other things that he said in order to gain publicity.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he's better than Steph Curry to me. Here, put Steph Curry on UCLA's team right now and put my boy on Golden State and watch what happens.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Over the past few months. And most of the time, I don't report on it. Why? Because I don't see the point, and honestly, I'm kind of tired of hearing his name. And I know you guys are pretty tired of hearing his name too. But when Kyrie, Irving, and Frye speak up on the situation, I have to let you guys know what they said. And they said pretty much how every single person on this planet not named Lavar Ball feels. As yesterday on Richard Jefferson's podcast, the topic of Lavar and Lonzo arose, and Irving said this: "I'm sorry, Lavar. You're not gonna be in every hotel room that Lonzo is going to be in. You're not gonna be everywhere in part of his life as he continues to grow up. You gotta let go. He's 19 years old, and don't get me wrong, I don't want it to bypass him being a father, but he's gotta let Lonzo be Lonzo for the long haul." I had to have a talk with my dad, and I was just like, "Man, Dad, I love you, but I'm gonna have to make my own decisions." And he told me when I turn 18, I'm responsible enough for myself where I can make my own decisions, and he's gonna be there helping me along the way. But when I turned 18, I got my first tattoo, got my ear pierced, I just started doing my own thing. And then Frye said this: "I'm gonna give you the people's opinion. No matter what he does, it's going to be so easy to hate on Lonzo now. It's gonna be disgustingly easy to hate on him." They said they were gonna give the people's opinion, and they did. 100% gave the people's opinion. That is how the majority of people feel. Now, I don't hate Lonzo. I'm not gonna hold his dad's actions against him. In fact, I kind of feel bad for Lonzo, like for real. He's not asking for all of this attention. If not for his dad, he probably would have been one of the most liked draft prospects in a while. People would actually want to see him succeed. But now it seems more people want to see him fail, and for no fault of his own, but just to shut his dad up. And then Kyrie Irving hit the nail on the head with his remarks. The main thing that irks me about the situation is that Lavar is doing all the talking for his 19-year-old son that is about to go pro. And not once in the history of ever have I seen a parent of a soon-to-be professional athlete that was allowed to do all of the talking for their son. And we all know why Lavar is doing it, to try and jumpstart his brand, BBB, the Big Buzz brand. He talks his son up a bunch, tries to convince people that he is the next big thing in the NBA, starts selling some merch and some $500 shoes, which have not sold nearly as much as was first reported, by the way, because of the faith he has in his son to become the next big thing. Which is fine, even great that you believe in your kids so much, and to promote your brand is cool too, but you gotta put some respect upon your son's name too. Like, he has an image to uphold, and right now the image is Lavar Ball. I know for me at least, the first thing I think of when I hear the name Lonzo Ball is, what did his dad say now? Which isn't a good thing at all. It kind of feels like Lavar is trying to live through his sons. Look, we all know that Lavar Ball wanted to be a hooper more than anything else. He wanted to be on the big stage so bad, to get those shoe deals, to have his own brand, all that stuff that goes along with that lifestyle. But when he got to college and put up 2.2 points per game and that dream became as non-existent as his hairline, that must have been hard. So the second his son was born, he was like, "Y'all is about to be hoopers," which is cool. I mean, hey, it worked out. But you've done your job now, Lavar. You've lived your life, and now it's time to let Lonzo live his. You gotta let him make his own decisions and speak for himself now. As tired as I am about hearing about Lavar Ball, I think I might be even more tired about hearing about Phil Jackson and Carmelo Anthony. As Phil once again clarified that he plans on trading Carmelo Anthony yesterday. And look, we get it, Phil. We all know what needs to happen. Everyone knows that it's best if Carmelo is traded, both for his career and the Knicks as a whole. And Jackson once again emphasizes, like I said yesterday, but at the same time, it didn't sound like he was very sure of his abilities to move Melo, as well as he gave off a red flag. Carmelo has a no trade clause. I think I've expressed what I feel. I can't express it any better. I thought it was well said, even if a lot of you didn't feel that way. We like him to have success, but the opportunity is narrowing. We just like for him to have success somewhere. We are not going to be there. Hopefully we'll be a playoff team next year. It will be tough to consider us possible champions. Did you guys see the red flag like I saw the red flag? See, if I were a Knicks fan, with the way I would want the summer to go, we shouldn't even be considering the playoffs right now. We should be focusing on getting younger, getting more picks, and letting that young talent develop. But with the way it sounds, it seems like Phil Jackson might be looking to make some offseason moves similar to the ones he made last year when he traded for Rose and then signed Noah in hopes of that being enough to get the Knicks into the playoff scene, when he said that hopefully we'll be a playoff team next year. And this is exactly why Phil Jackson isn't cut out for this job. Jackson has had Shaq, he's had Kobe, Jordan, and Pippen in the past, always competing for a championship, and if not that, at least a good enough team to be able to make it into the playoffs. This Knicks team right here is a few years off from being able to do anything close to that. And I'm not sure Jackson is the right guy for the rebuilding process, because while it's good that he realizes Melo needs to go both for his own good and for the good of the team, it is not a good sign that he's still focused on making the playoffs next year. I like your style, Boston. I really do. Wearing all black to game 6 like that last night, you know, this could have been the most savage thing that was done all season long. Like, you remember back earlier in the season where Washington did it because they were calling it a funeral for the Celtics. And I guess the Celtics players didn't forget about that and wanted to hold a funeral for the Wizards in their own city in an elimination game. You know, would have been one of the most savage elimination players ever. Would have been. But unlike when the Wizards did it, Boston wasn't able to put the nail in the casket. And that's because during the final seconds, when Washington was just about to be declared dead, John Wall said, "Nah, we ain't going out like this. I refuse to be buried on my home court," as he hit a nearly 30-foot jumper with 3 seconds left in the game to give the Wizards the 92-91 lead that would turn out to be the 92-91, when he said, "Forget the tie, forget everything else, we is winning this game right here," and he won them that game right there. This has by far been the most entertaining series of the playoffs so far, and I'm really looking forward to a Game 7 on Monday. But I just want to say this, Boston, if you're going to attempt to hold a funeral for Washington and you fail, the least you could do is own up to it and say, yeah, we're trying to get back at them. Don't tell us it was a coincidence that everyone on the team just happened to be wearing black.
Isaiah, here in the middle, what was the thinking behind everybody wearing black today? And is there any second thoughts at this point?
Second thoughts? No, I wear black all the time, so. I'm the first one in this gym too, so I didn't see nobody else wearing black.
Coincidence?
Huh?
I said coincidence?
I guess so. Call it what you want.
Do you really think we're that slow? We saw that smug little smile, Isaiah Thomas, but good stuff. And like I said, I like the style, I like the thought process. John Wall, on the other hand, wasn't so thrilled about trying to be buried on his home court.
John, I want to feel what you're feeling right now. Tell me what you're feeling.
I ain't going home. Don't come to my city wearing all black, talking about it's a funeral. We worked too hard for this. And all we asked for is a game 7, 50-50. And that's all we asked for. We do it for these unbelievable fans. Man, without these guys, we wouldn't have won this game.
I can honestly see both teams wearing all black to Game 7. At least if they do that, one of them has to be right this time. Yesterday, after James Harden failed to play like James Harden in Game 6 against the San Antonio Spurs and the Rockets were eliminated from the playoffs, I asked you guys why well, he choked so hard like he did, to which you guys said Manu Ginobili broke James Harden's spirit in Game 5. Harden was a victim of the monsters. Harden needs to see Jordan holding glowing ball to get his talents back. Look, I've been a die-hard James Harden fan ever since he was originally drafted by OKC. I defended him when he was getting hate for his defense, hate for his turnovers, but what happened last night, I have no words. I'm disappointed. Like, he was showing no heart out there on the court, and the fact that he only took 2 shots by the half, something's not right. that's not the Harden I know and that I look up to. All the comments were either saying that Ginobili took Harden's soul or that the monsters stole Harden's talent. And one of those two could very well be right. There is no real explanation we could ever get for a performance like that with 10 points and 6 turnovers in an elimination game. But you know, I do sympathize with a diehard James Harden fan. I'm not a diehard fan, I'm a fan of his game. I wouldn't consider myself a diehard James Harden fan since I am a Pistons fan. But you know, it was just disappointing to see a performance like that. Which is going to lead us to today's question of the day. Do you think Lavar is trying to live his life through Lonzo and his sons? Do you think he needs to back off of them a bit? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But other than that, thank you once again for watching this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on it and subscribe to stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA. But until tomorrow, keep getting the bugs, Team ICC, and I'm out of here. Peace!